Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am back with the all-in-one Santa journal. So I haven't done anything to it since yesterday. So, and I also wanted to say I have not forgotten about our journal here. This one is spoken for, so I just have a few finishing touches, and then I will do a flip through probably tomorrow. So it's just about there. But then I started this because of the 50 stack challenge, so we're just gonna we're just gonna continue on with this today, and then tomorrow we'll work in that one. All right, so what we're gonna do now is it's 100% dry because it dried overnight, so both sides are dry. So we're just gonna put it on our scoreboard and score on these lines that I provided on there, so that hopefully you get the score in the right spot if you can line it up right, which obviously I did not fold it, or yeah, I didn't do something quite straight here. I always do that. It's a little thick, so it can kind of be tricky to get the score to happen. So how you guys doing? Sorry, I just jumped right in, didn't say anything nice. Oh, come on, you little stinker. This is the only problem when you're trying to do something thicker than, paper. It's hard to get in these scores. I want to say hugs and blessings to Beverly and Lorette and Annette. I was a poet today and I didn't even realize it. Let's see. Still not scored great. Let's flip it over and score it. I know you're supposed to have the whole mountains and valleys and that whole thing, but sometimes that doesn't work out perfectly. So is that the right one? No. What am I doing? Can't hardly see the lines, so sorry, I'm struggling a little bit here. Okay, here we go. It just doesn't want to, and I'm just making lines where I don't want lines, so we need to stay on this. Sorry. It's really not this hard. I didn't have any trouble with the last one. I just whipped it right out, but I was not on camera, so of course I whipped it right out. Just takes a little finagling because you want to get a good fold on this, obviously. And you don't want to tear it. I mean, you can see the scores all the way through. So let's take a ruler and put it up against our score, and then that might help us. They do get a little stiff at times. There's the... Okay, I think I got it. I think. Yes, I did. All right. So there is our cover. All done. Yeah, I'm not sure why this feels so much thicker than the other one I did, but it's good because you don't want a flimsy cover. That's never a good plan. So then you can put lace on here like I did on this all-in-one winter journal. I just put, one piece, or you can have it so it folds over a little bit. Just that one worked so perfect there. So that's what I used. So there's that. And then we're going to find the center of that. It's about half an inch. So we need to use our pencil because we want, obviously, it to go in the middle of the, the fold lines. We want them in the middle. If I can find a pencil. I had one a minute ago. I knew I did. Wasn't losing my mind. It might be a little less than a half an inch. So we're going to go on the line here and on the line. So I'm putting one line on this line and one line on that line. So I can find the middle. So we have 1, 2, and 1, 2. So this is the middle. Yep. It's really hard to see. Sorry. I'm fumbling and bumbling like always. And then I am going to draw just a light line that I can erase down this. Simply because when we go to put the journal in, I want to make sure, and that's very, very light. I want to get it as close to the center as possible, right? So you're not over this way too far, or over the other way too far. And I'm going to put my holes in my journal pages. So just make sure your journal pages are right side up. That's always good. These ones are. So I'm going to put it in my book cradle. They do need to be clipped. And I forgot to bring my clips, so hold on just a minute. Okay, back. Put my clips on. Sorry about that. I always have to forget something. Can't ever just have everything I need. I was trying to find some things for the cover, you know, to decorate it up a little bit. I'm just going to eyeball where I want this. If you're just doing one signature, you don't need to do a lot of measuring. Just try to sort of find the middle. You can measure if that makes you more comfortable, then definitely do that. But I just kind of try to eyeball it and see, you know, get what I get. And then I do about 1 inch down roughly from the top. I might go a tiny bit less on these simply because it's a smaller journal. But these don't have to be like 100% exact unless you're doing multiple signatures, and then you really kind of do want it pretty exact, because otherwise it just doesn't, all the pages don't line up. So what the book cradle's for is, you can see here that I got my holes right on the fold, and that is what that's for. It's just helpful. So then what I'm going to do is find the best I can, the middle, and I'm going to mark on my cover where I want those holes. So there's the middle one, and I'm marking on that line that I drew so that I can get those, you know, pretty well lined up. I want to make sure, I should have made sure before, but just moved it, that I have the same distance at the top and the same distance at the bottom. Let me draw these again, just to make sure. Okay. And then I'm going to poke my holes, and I'm just going to use my awl and poke a hole through. So there's one. Get it started first. It's easier if you have like a piece of foam or something to set these on. Then it, you know, you can just poke right through, or a book, an old book. I don't have one right here, so we're just doing that. I can't put this into the book cradle because you're probably like, well, why don't you just use book cradle? Because it's got that square shape to it, and it won't fit into this little valley. So that's why I didn't just put it on there, because that is a very valid question. And then I just have upholstery thread is what I use. You can use waxed, you can use whatever you like. And you're just going to do the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, which is go through the center and go through the center of your cover. You can start on the outside or the inside. Depends on where you want your strings. Like if you're going to do something decorative, like some kind of dangle on the outside, then you would probably want to start on the outside so your strings are out there. I just almost always start from the inside. That's just my thing. You can do it however you feel most comfortable. There's no right or wrong in that part. Really, in most... Oh, seriously. It didn't even have the thread on it. Of course. Why would it? You can really kind of do things however you like with junk journals. That is the bonus. Helps you if you have eyes that work properly. Okay. So then we're going to go back in because I messed up. So you're going in the top. I know it looks like the bottom because I have my book upside down. And then we're going to go all the way down to the bottom hole and go out the bottom. And I just unthreaded it again. Very good at that. Very good. It is easier, in my opinion, to do the ones where you don't have this flat part. And by flat part, I mean spine. Because it's just a little bit easier. Because it'll just go right in. But this is just sort of the way it is when the spine doesn't bend. Now I'm going, oh, so I went out to the outside, up to the top, down to the bottom, back into the middle. Sorry, I didn't say that. And then you want one string on each side. So one of these strings, you need one on each side of that center string right here. I know it's hard to see because everything's the same color in there. And then I take the clips off before I tie it because I feel like the clips lift the pages away from the spine a little bit. And I want to get them nice and tight. I don't want them lifted out at all. So then I also lift on my strings. But again, this is all personal preference. And I continue to lift as I tie that, especially that first knot. Because I really want it nice and taut. You don't want to yank really hard because you can rip your paper. You know, pull the strings right through your paper. And you don't want to do that, obviously. Sorry, I'm struggling here. That. I mean, you can give it a little tug, but just don't, you know, rip your paper. And I do 3 or 4, whatever I feel like, just to make sure that's nice and tight. Don't want it coming undone. Put a bow. And then stuff could be put on these strings, dangles, you know, charms, whatever you want. Beads. All the stuff. I just don't really get into that. I have some things, very few things, but it's just not really my thing. But you may add it if you like, or to yours. You can make it as dangly as you want it. And I do put a dollop of glue, just a little one, on the knot to hopefully hold it nice and tight. And then I don't want to like totally close it all the way yet, so I'm actually going to just put it like this and put my needle back before I lose it. And I keep all of this stuff in this little bag that I have. That way I know I can find it again, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. I don't know yet what I'm going to do with the spine, but we'll work on the cover just a little. Just grabbed a few little bits, like some fabric, things that you might have around. If you're just starting, you might have some of this. This is a piece of Tim Holtz. This is not vintage. I think I might rough it up just a little bit. It looks a little brand spanking. And then this is a new piece of fabric. I'm just going to kind of scrunch it up here. And I won't get to sew this, so I'm going to have to use some glue. And I think I'll use the Aleene's Tacky Glue. Oh, someone was asking me to check the Scotch Create glue ingredients to see if they're the same as the new Scotch Permanent stick. So here I did find I still have a couple of these left. That's the Scotch Create, and then this is the new one. There's no ingredients on these, unfortunately. So I don't know if they're the same or not the same. They seem to work the same to me. I feel like they work the same. But I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. You just got to play with it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, then you got to find something else, I guess. I use this on this too because I really want the covers. You always kind of want to make sure everything's going to stick real well, obviously, because it could be going, you know, on and off a bookshelf, whatever. So you don't want things getting easily just ripped off or fall off or whatever. But yeah, I feel like most of these bits that I'm using aren't super hard to come by. I mean, you might not have the exact ones, but I feel like you could definitely find something that would work. Does not have to be the same. Because again, we're doing the, like if you never have made a journal before, or if you're just trying to make quick Christmas gifts, these are great for that. That's what this is going to be. And you know how you always have like somebody that comes to your house or whatever and brings you something for Christmas and they weren't on your radar or what, you know. I hate that. So it's nice to maybe have a couple made up and then you can just give them out. This is vintage lace piece, so I get everybody's not going to have that, but just use whatever you have. You don't have to have the vintage stuff. I just do because I've been collecting for quite some time, and I also have had lovely people send me things, so very fortunate that way. We don't have a lot of this type of stuff here. I'm in Idaho, and I think I'm too far west or something. I just feel like we don't have a whole lot of great, or just in this area, we just don't have it. I don't know, but... All right, so this is a sticker that just came out of a sticker book of holly. That's long because I'm going to use it to peel the sticker off. But I cut around it because that was too... there was too much white around it. So you can see I'm inking it a lot. Because I want it to go with the cover. I don't want it to look all shiny and brand new. Add a little bit of this Barely Art glue just because it's got the nice fine tip. These aren't the stickiest stickers. I've noticed that about a lot of these sticker books that you can get. The stickers just aren't all that sticky, which is weird to me, but they just kind of fall off. But they're beautiful stickers. I really like them. They just don't stick good. Okay, so there is that. Our pages are sewn in, and that should definitely be dry now. And like I said, you can hang charms on that. And now we'll do maybe a little putting some stuff in it. So I'm going to put my library pocket on the front. You can put it wherever. This was the one we made together yesterday. I can't decide. Do I want it down low? Maybe down low because there's less lace. There's more lace up the top. Just something different. I usually put them more in the center. Oh, and you could leave it as a tuck. I just forgot. Otherwise, I probably would have left it as a tuck at the back. Or you can just glue it all down. However you like. I'm going to come up a little. Sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling. I don't know what its problem is. It's been fed. Just making a racket. Better not be getting on my sun hats. He did go to work this morning. He was sick last night, and he got up this morning and went to work. It's like, okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this tag from the kit in this pocket. So I'm going to back it because it's on cardstock, but I would like it you know, to have something on the back to age it up a little bit. Just looking for coffee dyed paper. Could use. Oh, I didn't realize I had this. That would have been good pages. Don't you hate it when you find something after you've finished journals? Yeah, I do hate that. Ah, it's got a mushroom on it. Some tea dye will work. Remove this. Okay. Yeah, I don't see a lot of difference between these two glue sticks, but maybe there is. I think they might have just changed the packaging is what I think happened. It would have been really helpful if they would have just said that. Because I think everybody freaked out because you don't want a different glue. You want the same one. They could have just said new packaging and everybody would have been like, oh, okay. But that would be too easy, right? Where's my little squeegee? Or big squeegee, I guess. So that will just age it a little bit or make it look not so new and shiny. I need to copy or tea dye or whatever more of my little half pages because I think I'm all out, which is a miracle because I had a bunch of them. Oh, come on now. You're being difficult. Does not like the glue. The scissors don't. And if you are just starting out and you don't have ink, don't worry about it. You don't have to have ink. Can definitely do it without. Rachel at Roxy Creations doesn't use any ink, and her stuff's beautiful, so it isn't necessary. I just like it. Okay, we need a word or something. Oh, Noel would be good. These are from a Jeweled Design. I think she's got some other colors too, if you aren't wanting the Christmassy ones. She does all different ones. There. I'm going to put some fabric or something up there. Or lace or something. Those are cute. Yeah, I think I'll use that. It's not even, doesn't even have to be Christmas. It's just cute. Cute little fabric. I'll probably just tack it on there with the glue stick, and then I will stitch around this. So, but for now, we're just going to stick this on, and we'll put our word on somewhere here. Some kind of little topper on there. work. Got a little cheesecloth. I haven't used cheesecloth in a very long time. Just tea dyed, coffee dyed, whatever kind of dye you like. I don't know if I want to cover up all those trees though. I don't know. I don't think I want that. It's just a little word too, but I don't think I want it. Is it over here? No. It's just too big, I think. Takes up too much room. This is really actually the same size, isn't it? It really is the same size. I think I'm just going to go with the Noel. Makes more sense than that one. All right, so let's put some glue on it. And then I'll stitch around that before it goes off as a gift. Oh, I have to show you guys, speaking of a gift, my friend Linda over at Handmade Iowa, she's naughty. And I asked her to make me some pumpkins. And so she made me pumpkins. I'll show you those. So she made me these, and if you watch her videos, you saw these. This was because I asked her, because they're going to be a gift, to make me some. Aren't they the cutest? I just love them. It's they're old bed springs, and then she puts all kinds of lace and all kinds of stuff, and then she gets these pumpkins and puts them on there. Aren't those just the most adorable things? I got some from her last year too. And yeah, I wanted some more, and she sent those to me because I asked for them, but then she also sent me this. I love it. Two old women. That's us. Two old women. And she sent me this. She made this in her color combo, the brown and white. So there's all kinds of little goodies in here, and she goes through it on her channel. So if you want to see how she made this, pop over to Handmade Iowa, and I will leave it in the description box, but there's a little notepad there. But this is like an old book cover, but then on the inside it's the coolest folio. Isn't that cool? Like all little scraps glued together to make the belly band, and then pages to write on, a nice big tag. There's the old postcard, Mount St. Helens. I'm pretty sure she did this in a video too. I remember it. Before I rip that, because it's old paper, I'm going to put some more glue. That happens. Get those little edges that just don't want to. So that goes in there. And then there's a pocket over here. Isn't this just so cute? So I will link Linda's channel in the description box below the video, so that if you want to... Okay, what am I struggling with here? Did I just rip that? I did. I'm sorry. We can fix it. Anyway, those go in there. And then this opens... I love these old bulldog clips, or, you know, when they're all rusted up like that. You can rust them up. And then there's another notepad here. And yet another pocket. So cute. Ruth and Edith. Side by side. I love it. So yes, is that not the coolest? I love it. Yes. Thank you, Linda. That was very fun. And then my friend Joey Card Maker sent me a Christmas card. Isn't that so sweet? He's the sweetest. So anyways, that was fun getting those goodies. All right, and so that's going to go in there. And then we can do some more. I think I want to make a belly band using this. This is one of the trims. I just have to decide where I want to put it. Actually, it's really the only trim I did in this kit. The winter kit has all kinds of trims. I don't know where I want it. Oh, it would be pretty on there. I just want it to show up. So I like that. But we're going to back it first with some book page. Because it's just printed on, whatchamacallit. Copy paper is the word. And so, obviously, you don't want to just have copy paper as your belly band because it will just tear. And that won't be fun for whoever has it. I'm actually going to go ahead and fold it over and have another layer. And I'll just trim off whatever's hanging out. No biggie. Because, of course, I didn't glue it straight. That's the great part. You don't have to. You can fix it. You can play with it and get something that is beautiful. Some days you have to play more than others. Because let's face it, we're human, right? And it rarely comes out perfect. Or you could make a belly band like the one Linda made with all just little bits and pieces. I'm going to have to cut this down because it's too long. I'm doing a not great job of cutting today because of the shakes. I only had 1 cup of coffee today too, and that was this morning. So I've had a few comments lately that have been very, I'll just say it, rude. So if you, and I know most of you don't mind my jabbering about my family and whatever, and I really appreciate that. But if you don't like it, you can mute, you can go to a different channel, fast forward, whatever you would like. But this is my YouTube channel, and I like to chat with my friends. And usually when you chat with your friends, you chit-chat about what goes on in your life. Not only that, but on YouTube, we are so... there's so few things that we can talk about these days. So I'm not really sure what people would like me to talk about, I guess. But I'm tired of people saying I'm blabbing or blathering or all those kind of things. You know, a lot of times it's how you say something more than what you're saying. So just be conscious when you're making comments on the YouTube channels for people who are literally working for pennies. I probably make $1.30 a week from YouTube, which, great, I'll take it, you know, thank you. But I'm just saying, I basically do these videos for free. So And I'm doing the best I can. I don't have like an editing crew or like a sound room or, you know, I don't have a camera crew. I don't have any of that. It's just me doing this. So just be mindful of how you say things on people's YouTube channels, because I just don't think it's necessary. I think a lot of it's just people trying to get attention, that want attention, or they're so miserable they like to make everybody else miserable, but I just really don't think it's necessary. And like I said, you can mute me, you can fast forward, you can do all kinds of things if you think I'm blathering or blabbing or telling my life story or whatever, because I do have friends and they like to hear about my kids and my life and all of that. So if you don't, you can move on, fast forward, mute, whatever. Have a great day. All right, so we got that. And we need a little decorative something on there. And then I thought this little card might be cute in there that we made with the little boy on it, like that. But we need to back it, because remember, I couldn't decide if I wanted it as a journaling card or a pocket. So yeah, see, I mean, all of this can be done with and there's enough things to decorate with in this package, or this kit, so that you can, you know, pretty much do most of it with just the kit. And you can also add all kinds of goodies if you got them. And some people don't want to hear about my kids, and also on that one, I want to talk about my kids because they're the biggest blessing that ever happened to me in my entire life. So I don't know what to tell you. Alright, so that'll probably get stitched around too. So that will just go in there, and you could add more because there's lots of room if it doesn't glue to it, because I had a little glue on my glue page. That glue needs to dry. Alright. So let's do one more pocket. We'll do one of the, maybe the, excuse me, throat, side pockets here. And put that in, so you can just keep trucking along, putting simple little pockets in, and it turns out so cute when you're done. You don't really need a lot of fancy stuff. You really don't. Choose what you got. And how special for somebody to get a Christmas gift that you made. I just think that's awesome. I love getting handmade gifts. We've kind of always done that in my family. My sister and I definitely make each other a lot of gifts, and, you know, make our kids gifts and stuff like that. Just fun. I think it means a lot more. Right. So these ones can kind of go, like if you put them this way, they're kind of fun, because then you have like a longer pocket that goes almost all the way across your page. Or of course you can have it this direction too. So, you know, you can do it either way, just depending on what look you're going for, but I have done them both directions, and they turn out great. I got a little. Sometimes you got to trim these just a little bit more, or they hang out the top. So see, so got a little doodad there. So I don't know where this one's gonna go, but let's see. I actually think these are a great size journal for Christmas because, you know, you don't need a gigantic thing for 1 month. This has 11 of these pages in, so plenty for like a, what do you call it, December daily or whatever. Those are going to have to go that way because they're too long the other way. Cute. Little cutie patootie. And we just used the little girl. Let's use the little boy because we used the little girl in the front pockets. If I can find him. There he is. So sweet. Yeah, I like that. It goes well with that page. And then what do we want on here? Anything? Maybe just a little something. Don't want to cover a lot of that because it is pretty cute. Just do this kind, you know, some simple little bits from Tim Holtz. I like the red, definitely. That Santa's too big, huh? Oh, I think I have a Santa face. I do. He might be kind of cool. I'm gonna cover up that flower, though. Poinsettia. He gets a little lost. He needs some book page behind him. This is out of a old statistics book. Those are great if you can find an old statistics book. But you can use any book page. So again, if we're back to talking about if you're just starting out and you don't have a lot of fancy stuff, just you can even coffee dye a little if they're new books, like from the dollar store or whatever. Just coffee dye them a little bit, maybe crinkle them a little bit. It doesn't have to be, you know, these old statistics books or something. I just like these because they have numbers. And you can usually, if you find them like at a thrift store or antique store or whatever, they're usually pretty cheap because clearly it's not something most people are like, ooh, let me read a really old statistics book from 1906. So most people don't really want those. I mean, some might, but it's not like people are pounding down the door for it. You know what I'm hankering to read today? An old statistics book. Yeah, no. If you ever took statistics. That's the worst college class I think I ever took. I barely made it out of that with a C. Yeah. Mostly got A's and B's, but not in math. Math is not my thing. But yeah. Statistics. What? I don't know how people do that for a living. If you do that, man, I have some admiration for you because I cannot pay attention long enough for that. My attention span is gone. Huge props and admiration, definitely. Okay, let's move these before we get glue all over them. And glue that down. Okay. And we'll back our little tag. Maybe if I can get the glue in there, or the pin in the glue. What did I do there? He's adorable. Kids are the best at Christmas. They just have so much fun. I don't think I'm even going to put anything on this because there really isn't room for one thing, and he's just adorable. Doesn't really need anything. But he'll go in there, and I will put some kind of fabric up at the top. Could definitely use one of the little whale tails, but I'm going to just do a little fabric. That piece would work. We're just going to fold it this way. It was folded the other way, but that's what happens when it ends up in that little bin. It just gets all this way and that way. Okay, so that'll get stitched around too. Just a little something up at the top there. All right, so yeah, so see, just keep trucking and you'll get the whole thing. That wants to keep sticking. And then our little pocket at the front, and I'll stitch around that. Yeah, I'll probably put another something in there because this is gusseted. It makes the pocket bigger. So I'll probably definitely tuck, but that's great. You know, it's great to have a little more room than have it so tight it can't move. So at least we got this far, so we're doing pretty good. Got the cover done, except something on the side I'll probably put. So anyway, just super simple, and you can just keep trucking along like that till you get to the end, and you'll have a really pretty, I think, handmade gift. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will talk to you again soon. Love you. Bye.